No. I was gonna start this video with some wine. I spilled the wine all over the floor. Fuck, I don't even know if I want to do this video anymore. Man. Bad vibes. We need good vibes. Alright, I'm gonna pause the video and then come back. I guess I'll just bring the whole bottle over here. Let's pour up. I don't know if I should finish it. I'm almost done with it. Let's pour it all in there then. Fuck it, let's get drunk. Just kidding. But anyways, guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a great start to this year. So while I'm getting drunk over here, I just want to sit down and talk to you guys about the things I dislike most about stripping. I'm gonna say dislike throughout the video just because hate is such a strong and powerful word that, yeah, I just don't want to say that word out loud. But I guess now let me just go ahead and get the party started and start sipping up. Okay, so the first thing I want to start off with is the money. And this might surprise you guys, but it's the fact that the money is very inconsistent and there's no guarantee that you'll make anything that night. Sometimes we go in, we have to pay house fees, tip outs, and we walk out with less money than we came in with. You know, it's basically like spinning the wheel of fortune. You don't know if you're going to go bankrupt or if you're going to miss a turn where everyone else is making money, but you're the only one that doesn't make anything. Or you can actually come out on the positive side and you might actually hit big or a little something, you know, but yeah, you just never know. And the bad days is actually the most stressful part of the job for me because again, we're contractors, we're not employees, so we don't get a paycheck and we don't have something to fall back on. So yeah, it's just a part of not knowing that makes it hard to be a stripper. Another part about the money is more money, more problems. I'm sure you guys have heard of that saying. And it's so true because sometimes we get caught up in the game and it's easy to spend our money freely. Sometimes we start buying unnecessary shit and we start wasting our money. And I know I've been guilty of this, especially when I first started stripping. I would spend so much money. It was insane. Like, I don't even know where half that stuff is. And yeah, it's just little stuff like that. Even by renting an apartment. Sometimes we'll rent really fancy apartments or buy brand new cars and we won't even think twice about it. I know that I used to tell myself, oh, like I'll make that money back tonight and you know, I'll be good. But from what I've learned is that you have to live within your means or below your means. And I've learned my lesson and I'm trying to do better, but that's what the strip club will do to you. You'll start blowing money in things that you don't even need. So yeah, that's why sometimes more money is more problems because, you know, you have more expenses and although you're making a lot more, you know, you're still struggling trying to make payments and all the other stuff. So yeah. Anyways, let me go ahead and take another sip. Now let's move on to the next thing I dislike about stripping, and that would have to be the flexibility. The reason why I dislike it is because I don't have a boss telling me, oh, you have to go to work or you have to be here at this time or at this day. Because basically I'm my own boss and I get to go in whenever I want to. I basically have to discipline myself to go to work. And sometimes when I don't discipline myself, I get really lazy and I don't want to go to work. It's not because I hate the strip club or anything like that. It's the fact that I love being in the comfort of my own home with my fur babies, my husband, you know, and I get to just relax and, you know, do whatever I want. But I feel like that's with every job, you know. Who wouldn't rather be at their house or shopping or doing whatever, you know? And that's a reason why I feel like the strip club gets you really lazy because you know you don't have to go in and you know that you can go in one night, make good money, and you know you don't have to go for the next 2-3 nights if you don't want to. Not unless you have bills and you have to go to work, you know, then you know, you'll show up. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I've learned to force myself to go to work like any other job. One thing I do have to work on is the leaving early part though, because I always leave early. Like I've done this since the beginning when I first started stripping, and yeah, that's a really bad habit. All right, where's my wine? Let's take a sip. All right, so the next thing I dislike is that it's physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually draining. Like having to dance 4 to 8 hours straight in 6-inch heels while doing pole tricks, lap dances, floor work, you know, all that gets exhausting, and sometimes we get sore muscles, blisters, bruises, and that starts taking the toll on our body. Those little things can definitely affect us later on in life through our health or whatever, and that's obviously a risk we're taking. And right now I feel the effects on my knees because sometimes they'll pop and they'll do some crazy stuff. I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, all the physical work and exercise we do at the club is definitely very draining. And the reason why I say it's mentally, emotionally, and spiritually draining is because sometimes we have to deal with a lot of shit, like customers who are rude as fuck, you know, customers who try to sexually harass you. Like, if everyone was respectful and treated you like a person, then I would not have a complaint about this. But because customers can't keep their hands to themselves or whatever, that's what kind of just messes everything up for everyone. And it's not just customers, you know, sometimes management is just poor, period, you know, they don't know how to handle the strip club or customers, strippers, and it's just a mess in there, and it makes you not feel comfortable telling the manager if something else is going on. You know, you don't really have that communication. And other than management, sometimes girls can be really mean, you know, they'll be really catty, cutthroat, and just ugly. But yeah, like, there's a lot of drama that happens in the club. Like, I hate drama, but I've definitely had a lot of situations where, you know, I was confronted by other dancers, or even back in the day, like, I was very confrontational and I would confront other girls. So yeah, it's just the fact that not all girls are nice, you know, like, you can't really trust anyone. But yeah, there's just strippers, managers, customers, and, you know, different employees that make it hard to work at the strip club, and it just makes it emotionally, mentally, and spiritually draining. But anyways, I think it's time for another sip, and I actually don't have that much left, so I think I'm just gonna chug it because I don't even feel it yet. So let's get something going. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. Alright guys, I think I finished this. And the bottle is done, so there's no refills. By the way, the next thing we're going to be talking about is the drugs and alcohol. So what a coincidence. Now, most of the clubs I work in sell alcohol, so the temptation is there. I remember when I first started dancing, I was an alcoholic. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, every drink that came my way, I was chugging it. And now I feel like, wow, like, you shouldn't even have been working at the club if you knew that you couldn't say no. But I guess that all taught me today that, you know, I don't have to take a drink if I don't want to, you know, I don't have to be drunk all the time. And yeah, I've definitely had consequences because I drank too much, you know, I've had several DUIs, and it's definitely something I'm not proud of, but I'm just thankful that I didn't harm anybody else or harm myself. But I know damn well that could have been a possibility if I would have continued living that way. And alcohol is not the only temptation in the club. There's also drugs and drug dealers who are willing to give you drugs for free. And I've seen a lot of girls doing drugs, and I've also experimented with drugs myself. I do want to make a separate video on what drugs I've tried and, you know, give you guys the whole scoop on that. But yeah, sometimes dancers and customers might not do drugs openly or might not distribute the drugs openly. But yeah, people will be doing different stuff and trying to get high different ways, and that's how it is. And even if you don't want to do drugs, there's a potential that other customers or even strippers might drug you. You know, they might put something in your drink or something. So you also have to be careful with your drinks and everything. Basically, you have to take care of yourself. But yeah, now the last thing I want to discuss is the stripper stigma and the double life I have to live. Now, I know the stripper stigma is not as bad as it used to be, and a lot of people are starting to be more open-minded about it, but because there's people that still drag the industry and look down on us is one reason why I still tend to live a double life. Especially with my parents. Like, my parents don't know that I'm a stripper, but I know that if I told my parents, it would crush them and they would have a face of disappointment, and inside it would kill me, because instead of being disappointed, I would want them to be proud, because the stripper industry has taught me so many lessons and it has made me grow so much. And I know damn well being a stripper does not define me. It's not who I am. And I feel like they should know that too. But because of the stigma that the stripper industry has, I know that they're old school and they wouldn't be open to hearing me out. And that's why most of the times I'm silenced and I feel alone and misunderstood. And I feel like it's really unfair that society has put us in this bubble and judges us for our career choice, or you know, because we're strippers basically. But I have faith that eventually we will break the stigma and that we'll be able to talk more openly about it and not have to hide what we do. But yeah, I don't know. These are basically all my thoughts about what I hate most about stripping. Like I told you guys, for me, there's a lot more benefit to the strip club than disadvantages. And that's one reason why I continue to strip and, you know, I'm still in the industry. But again, stripping isn't for everyone. And I just want you guys to know that, because I don't want you guys to think that just because I love it, you guys are gonna love it as well. That's not how it works. So yeah, this is just something that you personally have to experience to figure out if this is a path you want to take. But I can't speak for you guys. So with that said, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.